When I'm teaching in my classes for personal branding, I always emphasize that as a person, only two things matters: your name and what you do. Every other thing doesn't matter. Where you come from doesn't matter. You're a graduate or whatever doesn't matter. The school you graduated from doesn't matter. What matters is your name and your skill or your expertise. That is all that matters. Hello, welcome to another episode of our core dialogue. In this core dialogue is our means of discussing various topics, various subjects that we feel are pain point for core members, and they can, discussing them can make it easier for you and can make you have a fruitful service year. And in today's episode, we want to discuss how you can create your personal brand during your service year. How you can create your personal brand during your service year. Now, what is a personal brand? Personal branding is the art of creating a career identity for yourself. Identity is a very, very important part of our lives. Everywhere we go, at every point in time, we are identified for something. People know us for something. They know you as the noisemaker, they know you as the churchgoer, they know you as whatever, as the nasty person, or they know you as the free hand person. So people have various means of identifying us and associating us with things that they think are part and parcel of who we are, right? So identity is very, very critical. A brand identity is an identity that says this person is John and John is a programmer. This person is Janet is a fashion designer, right? So that is what personal branding is all about. The service here gives you a very, very unique opportunity to create not just a brand for yourself, but a very, very strong brand, right? Because the service here gives you access to places, access to people, and the opportunity is just there for you to be able to establish your brand, right? One of the ways you can establish your brand as a core member is in-person introduction. By in-person introduction, I mean when you go for your CDS meetings, you go for your PPAs, they have staff meeting, you go to a class. If you are a teacher, you are teaching, you go to a class, you have all of those students staring at you. Those are people that are coming from families, coming from different places. So this is a very big opportunity for you to tell them what you do, right? And what other ways they can contract your service apart from whatever it is that you are doing in that particular PPA. Again, you go for your CDS meetings, you go for different programs within your service here. There are times when they will call you for this workshop, call for the other workshop. And in some of these workshops, you will be asked to introduce yourself, or they will ask people to make comments. When they ask for comments, maybe somebody give a keynote speech and then they're asking for questions. That question time is a time when you stand up. First of all, you need to introduce yourself, right? And you have a room filled up of people. So if you find yourself in those type of events, which is very, very common within the service here, whether it's one government agency inviting you or it's one private company that is running a workshop and all that, and they want core members there, or maybe it's a trade fair, all of these things gives you opportunity as a core member to go there and introduce yourself and tell them what you do. When I'm teaching in my classes for personal branding, I always emphasize that as a person, only two things matters: your name and what you do. Every other thing doesn't matter. Where you come from doesn't matter. You're a graduate or whatever doesn't matter. The school you graduated from doesn't matter. What matters is your name and your skill or your expertise. That is all that matters, because that is what is going to bring you references. That's what is going to bring you projects. That is what is going to bring you job. That's what is going to bring you real money, right? Not where you come from or how you feel about whatever you think is important, right? Then the next is social media optimization. You need to optimize your social media presence to reflect what you do, to reflect your career. Remember, I said personal branding is the art or the process of creating a career identity for yourself. If somebody goes on your Facebook account, the person should be able to know what it is that you do, what's your competence, and what's your career. Somebody should be able to know your career. If somebody views your WhatsApp status or your WhatsApp profile, the person should be able to know what you do, right? There are some of us that are on social media and we create a personality identity crisis, right? Who you are on Facebook, who you are on Instagram, who you are on TikTok is completely different from what you are doing in real life. You're a fashion designer in real life, but when you go on your Facebook, there is nothing on your Facebook that is suggesting that you're a fashion designer, right? So it is important for you to optimize your social media presence to reflect what you do and who you are. Then the third point I would like to make here is what your social media followership. Make sure that while you're on social media, you are following brands, you are following people that are into what you do, right? Make sure you are following people, pages, groups, whatever it is. People who are into your line of career, people who are into your line of field. This is very, very important because all of these things are part of your algorithm engineering, right? The people you follow on Facebook, the views, the posts that you view regularly, right? All of these things are things that social media algorithm, makes use of. And that will take me to the fourth point, which is what? Self-optimization for algorithm. We are in the social space, in the digital space. Algorithm is everywhere. Everything you see when you go on Facebook, when you go on Instagram, when you go on any social media platform, or even when you browse, are all engineered. The ads, from the ads you see to the content you see, all of them are engineered by algorithm. And algorithm pick these things from your search history, what you are searching on Google, what you are constantly watching and viewing on Facebook or on YouTube, wherever it is, wherever you are, algorithm is watching you, right? So because algorithm is watching you, use that watch to your advantage by making sure that every time you are on the social media, you are spending time more on pages, brands, persons, content that has to do with what you do as a person. Then the fifth point I would like to make is job advertisement pages and websites. Make sure you get yourself linked up with pages on social media or websites where they do frequently advertise, where companies goes to advertise their job vacancies. In that way, it makes it also easy for you to also get a job. And then the last point I would like to mention is online portfolio. If you are into a skill that is result oriented, for example, you're a fashion designer, you're a graphic designer, you're a programmer, you're a web developer, you're a social media manager or a social media marketer, right? These are things that are result oriented, and when people want to contract your service, they want to see what you have been able to do over the years. That is where your online portfolio comes in. You need to have an online portfolio. An online portfolio is a web page, that helps you to produce a catalog of all the jobs that you have been doing over time. If you're a web developer, you have been developing websites, you have to put it on your catalog. So when somebody goes there, somebody can see from the last 2 years that you started that job or you started that career path, or the last 1 year or the last 6 months that you have been on that career path. The person is able to track your progress. The person is able to see what project you have done. That will give the person an insight into how competent that you are. So having your portfolio is very, very critical. And for my people who are into tech, if you are here and you are into tech and you don't have a portfolio, please go and create a portfolio today. You need to create a portfolio for yourself, right? That will be the last point. And then my recommendations. I would like to recommend for you to take our personal profiling workshop, right? Personal profiling workshop or personal branding workshop. We have a workshop on personal branding. I think it's going to go a long way to help you. In that workshop, I've already mentioned some of the sites that you can use to create your free online portfolio, right? So for those of you that want to create your portfolio, go and participate in that workshop, and you get all the details that you need. Of course, if you are very, very curious about creating also a personal brand for you, taking advantage of the service here to create a brand for you, you can also take that workshop. Then my last recommendation for you will be to take course on marketing and branding. Here at Jomo Resource Center, we have a course. Our largest course is our largest course when it comes to curriculums and numbers of lessons. Is our course on marketing and branding. Whether you're a business person, somebody wants to go into business, or you're somebody who just want to become a professional and create a career identity for yourself, that course is going to go a long way to help you. Thank you very much for joining. And don't forget, like I mentioned, the service here gives you access to people. Take advantage of it and you will not regret it.